This is the dawning of the age of Aquarius. Age of Aquarius. Hello, we are Tubies from Oldie. And if you haven't guessed yet, we have a show for you on the zodiac sign Aquarius.
Oh, is that what it was on? I thought maybe it was about boomers because I feel like you really aged yourself with that number.
Oh, come on, Joe. It's a great song for this episode.
For this episode, yes. In general, not one of my faves.
Just imagine me in some bell-bottom jeans singing that.
Snapping your fingers and swaying lightly.
I feel like it's time for me to reiterate that I am not a boomer.
Kind of hard to believe, but yes, I can confirm that.
I am not a boomer, y'all. I actually am a bridge between, what are we, millennials?
You are millennials. We're definitely millennials.
Okay. I don't know. I sometimes don't relate.
Morgan has no idea. Wrong classification.
As you know, I'm a boomer trapped in a millennial's body.
That I would agree with.
But we are Tubies. I'm Morg. This is Joe.
Hello.
And we have an episode for you on the wonderful zodiac sign Aquarius. I didn't know much about her prior to this.
Nor did I, and I like how it's a female. Zodiacs are girls, no idea.
Yeah. But before we get into that, of course, we have our bee baggage. Hello. Have you been listening? This week, we had a question come in 2 weeks ago. We did our, what was it? Not football, Super Bowl.
It was basically football.
It was just like football. It was like a little bit of football.
Thing, you know.
And of course, the halftime show was The Weeknd. So we had a question on what did y'all think of The Weeknd's performance during the halftime at the Super Bowl? Out of 5 stars, what would you give it?
You know, I thought I enjoyed it. I liked the songs that he performed. Like, I feel like they were the most popular ones. So I think probably most people liked him. I felt like it could have been amped up a little bit more. Like, I would have liked to see, after watching, I went back and watched that Lady Gaga one that you loved, and it is an amazing performance. I mean, I would have loved to see some suspension maybe, or something to top suspension and jumping. But overall, I thought it was really good. So I'll give it like 4 stars. I had to take off a star. Before I continue, what would you give it?
Yeah. Okay. I think the thing that bothered me the most is all this like build up to the performance. Like we talked about, like those bandages, like you're not going to come out and like be wearing prosthetics and like doing something weird. He was very normal. I know he had like his, of course, backup dancers in his bandage face and everything. And I feel like there's some symbolism there that I maybe didn't get. But like you, I was going to say it was a really good performance. Overall, I enjoyed it. You played your most popular songs, the bangers. I enjoy that. I'm here for a good show. And I also gave it a 4 out of 5.
Ooh, look at us on the same page. One more, but now that you say that, I almost want to take off some because you're really right. It felt like he had built up to this story, and I thought we were going to get like a continuation of what's the next chapter. All of the bandages come off, and I'm with you. I kind of thought he was going to have some crazy prosthetics, or it would be like a continuation of the story. But you're right. It was more of just a bunch of versions of him running around in that mask. So I'm with you. I kind of wished that it would have continued on somehow. But you're right. Maybe I missed something.
Do you think he got like told like you can't, like, no, you can't do weird stuff tonight?
No, because I think weirder things have happened, have they not?
Janet Jackson's boob.
Yes, Coldplay, Bruno Mars, and Beyonce all doing 3 totally different things in the same show.
Driving a car onto the fields. Gonna jump up and sing with Coldplay. That was Bruno Mars.
Beyonce shows up with a marching band.
Okay, yes. You're right. I don't know. I thought like maybe they were like, okay, just like, could you cut the crap for the show?
But come on, Morg. That's what is the Super Bowl if it's not a bunch of crap?
I guess that's right. Like, I don't know. I mean, to that point, that was why I didn't give it another star. I was like, you were doing all this leading up. There was all this speculation. Like, I felt like this was your moment to really make your point, which he said was, you know, he's trying to like disprove the need of Hollywood to look a certain way or whatnot, which is why he was wearing the bandages in the first place and why he wore them to the award show and everything. But I would think, like, wouldn't you use the Super Bowl halftime performance as your like podium to continue that? Because he looked good.
Maybe more that was the point. Maybe it was to get us all thinking and wondering if he was going to be with facial alterations, but in the end, he's just himself, which is what he's promoting, right? Is to just look like yourself.
That's true. That's true.
Anticlimactic.
The Weeknd, could you please tell us if we figured it out?
Yes. Yes. Morgan and I love a good mystery to solve, which is why we will be starting another podcast I think we've mentioned before.
Our shrouded in mystery Valentine's has not been finished.
Yes. Yes. But okay, Morg, on this, I did something that I was like, oh, that's a really clever way to have dealt with that. So all of his backup dancers had those bandaging on, but I realized they also doubled as masks. And I was like, oh, that's smart, because I wonder if they had some sort of protocol that was like, you don't have to wear a mask, but everyone else has to wear a mask, a facial covering, I guess. So I just was thinking, oh, like that's a kind of a clever way to.
You're right. Like it's like put into his overall act already.
Yes.
You're right. Maybe they did have that as okay, you're right. My conspiracy theory about them telling him he couldn't do anything weird is probably wrong.
But entertaining.
But it is believable that the NFL made them wear masks.
Yes. So I wonder which idea came first. The idea to have everyone in facial bandaging, or like, oh, everyone has to wear a facial covering. Therefore, let's put them in bandaging and go from there. And we will make this whole story around it, and then we won't deliver.
Yeah, maybe so. I mean, I feel like that's a good way he spun it, if that's what he did.
Yeah, yeah. So, I think that's why maybe I will keep him at a 4-star.
Okay. She didn't remove your star. The Weeknd should be proud.
Yes, because my review is everything.
Okay, but while we're giving out stars that are very important, the overall Super Bowl, like 1 star.
Oh, if even.
If even. Like, I think I had it on the whole time, and I watched like a minute of it in total. Like, I was not entertained once.
No, it was from start to finish was so boring, and I would even say at times almost painful, watching Patrick Mahomes kind of just run around. And I'm not saying it was his fault. I don't know enough about football, but it like hurt to watch him repeatedly run and just get tackled.
Yeah, it was painful. So the Weeknd was by far the most entertaining part of that 4-hour experience.
Yeah, because I mean, I would even say, going on top of the actual football itself, I even found the ads overall to not be that interesting or funny, or, I mean, there were a couple of okay, good ones, but overall I was not entertained.
Okay, so overall experience, this doesn't go to the Weeknd. Like, what would you give the entire Super Bowl experience? Ads, game, Weeknd. Oh,
so the Weeknd is included in this overall rating?
Yeah, you bundle it.
So when we average it out, it's probably like 2.5 stars.
Yeah, I was just going to go with a straight 2. Sorry. The Weeknd only was like 10 minutes of that.
Yeah, you could only carry it so much, so far.
It's just like Patrick Mahomes.
Poor guy.
Well, we'll stop pretending like we know how to talk football, but
I think we did a good job.
I do too. I felt good about it. Today, we have a chock full episode of something we also know very little about, but are learning: zodiac signs.
And we're going to pretend we do, damn it.
I researched before this episode, okay? I learned some things, and we will enlighten each other with the things that we learned, because zodiac signs have a very deep history, y'all.
Yeah, a deep history that I spent about 2 minutes on Google researching.
Well, I have some drama about zodiac signs for you, Joe. So just in general, a little historical lesson. NASA has gotten involved, okay, because they really want to make sure you know that astrology, which is like what they say is, fiction, to each their own, but it's not the same as astronomy, which is scientific.
Okay.
And so they get really offended between the two. They called astrology legend. Don't want to offend anybody who bases their life decisions on the zodiac signs. But NASA, so in about 3,000 years ago, the Babylonians, they got really into astrology legend. Okay.
Okay.
They determined the zodiac calendar we use today. But not that long ago, NASA discovered that they based the zodiac calendar on moon phases, but they built it around a 12-month cycle. Well, the moon phases actually make up really more of like a 13-sectioned time period. So they found another zodiac sign puts people into different buckets than they were in before. So it's very, very dramatic. Like, I used to be a Taurus. According to NASA now, I am actually, what's right before a Taurus? I am actually a Aries. So this new zodiac sign is actually pronounced like Ophiuchus. I think of Ophiuchus. It's a really ugly name. I hate to say.
It is, but I do like the way you're saying it. Ophiuchus? Ophiuchus? It sounds very like, I don't know what's the word, almost like French, some sort of French dish.
Ophiuchus. Oh.
I'll have the Ophiuchus.
And a glass of rosé.
Merci.
Yeah. And so that is just like a dose of drama within the history of zodiac signs.
Morg, this is juice. How is this not bigger news? And what is this 13th zodiac sign and who is it?
Okay, so the zodiac sign, if you use the calendar where Ophiuchus got added, it's November 29th through December 17th.
I'm so glad I'm not one of those, because I would hate telling people, being like, oh yes, I'm an Ophiuchus.
Oh, you know how pretentious those people would be too, though? They're like, oh, in case you haven't heard, NASA has informed us that there is another zodiac sign, and I am actually a Ophiuchus. And because you don't know that, like, you need this whole history lesson that I just learned. Like, can you hear it? Yeah.
And so I know that we're talking about Aquarius today, but I want to know more about Ophiuchus. Is that one of their character traits, is being pretentious and a know-it-all and loving NASA?
Oh my gosh. I don't think loving NASA is one of their traits, but they should, because NASA discovered them.
Well, the fact that NASA created, I figured NASA might plug themselves somehow, give themselves some sort of credit, be like, well, the fact that you know this means that you trust NASA, and you clearly came to our website to do some research, and therefore you must love NASA.
Like, what if, this is like a conspiracy theory. They based it nothing off astrology because NASA doesn't believe it. And they're just like, it's mind. They're like, I don't know. All these poor Ophiuchuses are now being forced to like love NASA because that's their trait they gave them.
You will buy, and it's like your monthly horoscope, and it's like, this month you will buy a NASA t-shirt for all of your friends. You will subscribe to our magazine for 3 years. You're like, oh, I wasn't going to, but I have to. It's my horoscope.
I'm Ophiuchus.
Way to take advantage, NASA.
Yeah. Well, it does say here, though, they say if you're Ophiuchus zodiac symbol, you are curious, open to change, and passionate. You also have a good sense of humor. I don't know if I buy this bullshit, because I feel like the guy who founded it at NASA like wrote it about himself.
Okay. But I will say the one that must be true is, what did you say? You have to be willing to change or open to change? That one is 100% like, that was a freebie. Like, that was such a gimme, because anyone who goes from believing they're whatever they were before they were an Ophiuchus had to be very open to that change.
Yes, but you know who I'm worried about, Joe, in all of this is the people that have like based life decisions on their sign that was never their sign. Like, who'd they marry? Mistake.
Oh my gosh, yeah. What if you thought you were marrying a Taurus and you ended up marrying a Scorpio, and you are not Wait, well, no, because those signs are not next to each
Aries.
other. So that shows you how much I know about anything. Sure, you thought you were marrying a Taurus, but you ended up marrying an Aries, and you are not compatible because you are both Aries, and Aries do not click. I have no idea. I think I'm inventing this.
Yeah, but that's what I'm worried about. Like, if you believe legend, as NASA says, but as we know, some people hardcore in our research, we have found some people hardcore believe this stuff.
Yes. Oh my gosh. Morgan, I definitely fell down a rabbit hole and discovered I had no idea that people really base their lives on this.
No, they do. They do. But first, should we, I guess, give Aquarius. I was about to say Aries. So sorry, Aquarius. We need to give you your limelight. So according to the calendar, the original calendar is what I'm basing things off of. The timeline for a Aquarius is January 20th through February 18th. So cheers to you. Your celebration month just ended. Your phases of the moon have passed.
Too bad. So sad. Losers. As you can see, neither of us are Aquarius, and apparently Aquarians is the plural. And so should I just give you a little background, Joe, on who an Aquarians are? Yeah, give me just what are the characteristics? Is there an animal? Is there any qualities that I need to look out for? Are these people trustworthy? Morg, all the things you want to know when you encounter a new zodiac sign.
Okay, well, the research I pulled from a few different websites says Aquarius' symbol is the water bearer. So to me, it looks like a bucket. But
I'm sorry, is this an actual animal? Because I've never in my life heard of a water bear. I think they just renamed otter.
No. Water bearer. Like you're bearing. Not a bear. Not a little swimming, a manatee.
Gotcha. Ooh, and that is a water bear. There we go.
No, but that's like their symbol is like a bucket, which is kind of boring.
What does a water bearer do?
That sounds like the woman who would go to the well in the Babylonian times and fill the buckets for the men.
Go get my water, woman.
You Aquarius. I don't know. This doesn't sound like the best job to me. But they represent the gifts of truth and pure intentions that they bring to this world. Sounds pretty good.
I'm sorry. I just have to pause. Morgan, water bear does exist.
And what does it mean?
So a water bear is a microscopic animal, and it basically I do not know how to describe this. I think it's like a bacteria, and I think you've even seen it before because its face kind of looks like, excuse my language, like a booty hole, and it's got 8 legs. I'm going to show you what a water bear is.
What is happening?
Do you see it?
Ew, it looks like a fungi.
It's nasty.
Also known as a moss piglet.
Also hideous. That must be a regalized animal symbol.
Wow.
What is it called? A fuguli?
Ugh, that's so gross looking. Well, I apologize, Aquarius. That's not what you are. You're a bucket.
I apologize. I got off topic. I was trying to look up a water bearer.
But just, generally the Aquarius being the water bearer, they believe that that represents the gifts of truth and pure intentions that they bring to the world. They are ruled by Uranus, which is the planet of invention and innovation. And they tell you how it is no matter what, and they don't care if you don't like it.
Oh, they keep it real. Got it.
And some people find them aloof or cold, but they just keep their emotions more buttoned up than most.
I feel like this is a stereotype of a person and is very one-dimensional feeling.
Well, Joe, that is why we had to go straight to the source. Joe and I both wanted to hear from you Aquarians out there what you describe yourselves as like, because like Joe said, this sounds one-dimensional. This can't be how a true Aquarian feels about themselves. So I found a forum where these zodiac astrology lovers find each other and talk amongst themselves publicly. And one of the questions on the forum that had a lot of answers was, how would you describe yourself as an Aquarius? And there's a lot of answers. So I was just going to give you a few from the horse's mouth, these are Aquarians describing themselves.
Okay. And I want to hear this. I would like to hear if they really fit this description or not.
Yes. So here's one of the first ones. I don't like sleeping, especially because I have so many unanswered questions in my life. I wish a day was like 72 hours. 24 hours are too short.
I'm sorry, I don't remember that part of Aquarius at all. Sounds like they have lots to do.
They sound aloof.
They do sound aloof.
Here's another one. We are obsessive.
Is this in all caps? Because it definitely sounds like it.
It's actually all lowercase.
Oh, okay.
Like, couldn't care to write more.
Okay. No caps at all. Okay.
Okay, but I did have a longer one, which, seemed to be a lot more in line with what we were reading earlier. As an Aquarius, but also a little bit self-promotional. I am a logical, rational, humane, emotionally strong, independent, willing, and able to forge paths of my own. Whoa. Yes,
it sounds a little bit aggressive, almost assertive, maybe is a nicer way. Huh. Yeah. You go, girl. I don't know more based on these if Aquarius is my friend trait. I don't know what you call that.
Yeah. Oh, like your partner zodiac sign?
I don't know if that would be a compatible friendship for me.
Yeah, you feel a little bombarded by the answers.
Yes, I don't know how to take the abrasiveness.
Well, there is also some people that commented on the forum that were not Aquarius, but they dated Aquarians, and they had some strong opinions as well. One was, I've been close to too many Aquarians. They're all unfaithful and extremely sneaky.
Wow. And this person was not an Aquarian.
Well, they didn't claim that. They just have said they've been too close to the ones that are.
Well, Morg, I feel like I found something along those lines, but maybe the reverse, where I found an Aquarian woman, and this is what she has to say on it. And she's talking about being with an Aquarius man.
So they're both Aquarians?
No, excuse me. She's Aquarian. He's Aries. Did I say Aquarian? Excuse me.
Oh, okay. An Aries man. Interesting.
So, but what she says is, as an Aquarian woman who has had an affair with an Aries man for nearly 10 years, I can say it's a great combination. So I could see why this person would say that maybe Aquarians are sneaky.
Maybe it's her ex-husband.
Maybe they both just went to different forums.
Seriously, I was very surprised to find so many comments on the forums here, but I just didn't know how many people really dug in deep to their zodiac signs and found each other.
Yes.
I also found a forum that was around someone asking, like, they gave a whole backstory, but they were like, I really like this person who's an Aquarius. I want to figure out how to date them. What are the likes and dislikes of an Aquarius? Sylvia responds this time in all caps. Hi, I am Sylvia, and I do not like indecisive men. Okay. She is answering on behalf of Aquarians everywhere. She doesn't like it.
She's very, what was the word? How were Aquarians described? She's very...
Oh, there was aloof and, matter of fact.
She's very matter of fact and like blunt.
Yeah, and there's no two ways about it. If you don't like it, just move along.
There's the door.
There's the door, and Sylvia will point you right to it. Another piece of advice on this forum, when an Aquarius is pissed, you let them be pissed. Trying to calm them down will only bring more anger. They need their space to function. To function, Joe. They need their space to function.
I don't even know what to think of that. Like, so what, they just shut down when anyone's around them?
You are too close.
Step away. Cannot function. Cannot function.
Like, I don't know. I just feel like I am getting like the real takes here, though. That, generic mumbo jumbo wasn't getting it for me, but this is giving me a peek.
I think I'm giving a more robust view of what an Aquarius is, but also, Morg, I do have something that just kind of popped in my head related to if an Aquarius is a pissed, you let them be pissed and you don't try to calm them down. That to me sounds more of like anyone who is like, I don't know, a young person. Like, I just feel like that's more of an age thing than anything, or like you're not acting your age if you just like, you gotta be pissed and go stay pissed and nobody bother calming you down and get out of my space.
Oh, yeah, it does sound very mature, but maybe that's just how Aquarians have to work through it.
They just gotta be pissed.
Yeah, and they have to have their space to function.
That is huge.
So the last one I'll just leave us with is Aquarians dislike conformity, tradition, drama, rules, or smothering. See, that one's a common theme. Don't like to be smothered. Mm-hmm. We do like and need to breathe spontaneous life and being trusted. So while they might be sneaky, they also require to be trusted. So they are going to face some troubles in life.
That's the first thing that popped in my head too, is like, but how can you trust one so sneaky? They're really asking a lot of people. These Aquarius, is that on the list of Aquarius traits as being very demanding of others?
No, because they kind of like are independent. So they would rather you just leave them alone.
Okay.
Which does fit the bill.
Okay. So this does definitely seem to be, as you said, common theme. There definitely seem to be some themes running through here. Yes. Interesting. So more based on this, how much do you think you would like an Aquarius as a friend or a partner?
I'm not feeling it, Joe. I feel like they really would want me to go away. I think I'm a little more needy in life than they would want. Like, I need a little pep talk every now and then, and I don't want them to not be able to function.
Your Aquarius just shuts down when you need them.
Yeah, exactly. They're like, I can't do this right now. Like, I don't want that. It sounds stressful.
Yeah, I definitely think I definitely require, and not all the time, just sometimes though, I maybe require that someone not be very abrasive. Like, sometimes I feel like I need it said to me in a nice way, and I don't know that I would handle that repeatedly over and over like that well. And also just the idea of an Aquarius getting pissed and needing to say pissed, I don't know that I would handle that very well either. I think that would annoy me.
Yeah, like, well, when are you going to be done?
It's like, can I come back in the room yet?
You're kicked out of your apartment, you share. Like, I don't know why. I just picture like a terrible, like a tool, like just a dick guy that your friend's dating, and that is an Aquarius. Like, I'm sorry to all you Aquarius out there. Y'all are getting a bad rep here, but like what I am picturing as like this like angry dude who's like, no, like, you didn't make me dinner the way I want. Get out. I need my space. And I just like, I don't know. I feel like a lot of gaslighting going on. I'm not sneaky. You're sneaky. You need to trust me.
It definitely sounds like a bad boyfriend.
But okay, to say a few nice things though, there is a 3 traits that are the most attractive about Aquarians.
Only 3.
Well, that's the top 3. I don't know. I'm sure y'all have other traits. That's why I keep coming back to him. They're eccentric and quirky, and they're always refreshing. Because of those reasons. Okay.
Yes.
They say what they think. I don't know if I love that one. Maybe sometimes I think you should keep it to yourself. Yes.
There's a time and a place.
But this one is the most, I feel like, untrue to me. They have beautiful eyes. Like, how are you going to guarantee everyone like born Jan 20th through the 18th of Feb has beautiful eyes?
Yeah, we should maybe get in touch with NASA. Maybe they have some updates on that if they're getting into the zodiac game.
Yeah. Have you researched the baby's eyes?
Yes.
They say that they're always enchanting and have a faraway look.
Okay. Yeah, that is weird. It sounds like some weird magical power has possessed every baby born between, what did you say, January and December? Or December and January?
20th through February 18th.
Okay. Yeah. And I don't remember seeing any of this on any of the forums Morgan and I perused.
I have a faraway look.
People often tell me to snap back to reality because I always look like I'm elsewhere.
And it says here that makes you feel like they're thinking big thoughts. That would not make me think that.
I think I would think, is this person listening to me?
Yeah, like, are they looking through me?
Yeah, like what is actually happening here? Yeah, I don't know, Morg. But, and I have to say, even when you gave 3 good traits, we ended up making one of them into a bad trait.
I'm sorry, Aquarius. Like, I must have gone to the wrong places, but the people who are Aquarius are not helping you on these forums.
Yeah. And I would love to hear, what are some more great Aquarius traits that we're not thinking of or we're not finding? But I want to know who writes this. Like, who is responsible for deciding that, oh, these are the traits that an Aquarius has? Like, oh, they all have this faraway look. Like, what is this based on?
Well, Joe, it's Babylonians.
Dang.
The Babylonians established these traits in alignment with the moon phases across a 12-month calendar, and that's where they really messed up, because NASA has figured out they were wrong, and therefore, can we really trust any of it?
Okay, but see, so I still have a question then, because how do you assign personality traits to, I don't know, Morg, a crescent moon, a waning, waxing moon? Like, how do you decide this is how someone who's aligned with these moon phases is going to behave?
Honestly, I have to say that I don't know if the early Babylonians could have answered that themselves. Like, if we could talk to them right now, you think that guy's going to have a great answer? Like the king of Babylonians? No, he's probably like, I wanted to suppress my people, and so therefore I made up a lot of lies about the moon phases and told them things so they'd obey me.
I don't know what cartoon character he sounds like, but I love it. Yeah, I feel like he'd give a really long, rambly answer that would be like an hour long, and in the end, so he'd be like, and so to answer your question, that is why. And it's like he didn't say anything.
It worked for the Babylonians, but it doesn't work for us. Like,
we're on to you.
Joe would say, I have another question after that.
I do often have questions, but Morg, not only has it worked on the Babylonians, it seems to be working on millions of people who also is life on this.
Okay, but now who makes it up? So yeah, your question, I guess, is a 2-parter, because now apparently, like, no expertise whatsoever is necessary to write a horoscope. Like, I could just start writing them right now. Like, oh, your eyes are far away looking, blah. Like, you will have a dance with the Mars, the Mars and Uranus moons are changing, and now you will do this. Like, I could write anything I want, and then they'll publish it in the newspaper.
Sign me up. I'm definitely in. I love this. I feel like, you know how a few weeks ago we talked about if we could like BS a skill? I feel like this is the perfect one, and it's the easiest one, because you don't even really have to fake anything. You just have to throw out moon names and planets and stars, and what is the one that everyone's talking about? I was like, well, Mercury is in retrograde, so
yes,
all rooms out the window. And it's like, oh boy, like, you're gonna have a backwards Tuesday.
Oh my God, like, pair that with like writing it as if you're in the 1950s, because I feel like that's what you just did there. What if you could just be like the horoscope columnist, but because nobody checks your work, you just write it as if the time period right now is the 1950s, and you're like, like, support the war!
Yes, or I'm trying to think, what were some like big apparatuses or big things from the 50s? I want to be like, oh, your vacuum plug is gonna don't forget, if you don't empty out your vacuum plug, or I don't even know, I clearly don't know enough about a vacuum.
Like, buy cigarettes.
Yes.
That was a 1950s thing.
Something about how it's like, grab your be careful as you drive down the road with your martini, or something.
Nursing your baby while you do.
What is this? But I definitely want to write horoscopes. Morg, if you could do a quick horoscope for an Aquarius tomorrow. So tomorrow is Friday. What would you include?
Okay, I would say...
And it can be whatever you want to include.
Well, yeah, I know. This is like, y'all don't know. Clearly.
Morg does, though.
I talked to the Babylonian king, and he told me, I'll just do it in the word from his mouth. Aquarius's horoscope for February 19th, 2021 will be that your Friday will include a bump into a Leo who will soon cause cancerous delay in your happiness in your life. You must pay 20 pences in tax to the king of Babylonia to avoid this bump in with the Leo. That's all I got.
Oh my gosh, this is not what I was expecting, but I love it. And I loved how it ended in a monetary exchange in order to suffer the ill fate, I guess.
You can always change the phases of the moon with a little money.
I love that. That's great. So I was thinking too, I was kind of thinking, I wonder if it almost affects the way that people behave, like I wanted to do one that's like, be careful if you go to a group outing tomorrow. You will ruin the event and it is inevitable. So like what if this person is going to this event and the whole time they're so obsessed with trying not to ruin the event, but even if they ruin it or not, they find something to kind of pin that they're like, oh my gosh, I ruined it. I sat down on the wrong side of the bench in the booth at the Chili's and I ruined the seating order. I ruined
the whole event would have gone flawlessly if only I hadn't sat next to Tyler. Like, yeah, I agree. I feel like if some of y'all need to hear this, you don't have to read it every day. What's going to happen?
I think the people who are probably reading it every day have already turned this off.
You're right. So the rest of you, stay safe. Stay safe.
Don't get into the habit of reading your horoscope every day.
Because you will start to believe it. Like, I do think that. I think you can, like, connect a little something that happened to the things they say because they are just specific enough where they're like, I'm going to tie into the fact that I know everyone in America has anxiety.
And that's so true because then people are telling you like they're unique in that aspect. And it's like where they're like, no, you don't understand. Like I deal with anxiety. It's like, hello, it's 2021. We all deal with anxiety.
It is flowing through my veins. I feel like now I just feel like we've ruined, anybody who ever wanted to listen to us if they like really love zodiac signs. And I'm sorry.
I don't know what zodiac sign makes fun of things in a lighthearted way, but that is how we are behaving.
Apparently, Ophiuchus. It's a good sense of humor.
Ophiuchus. Who knew it? And I do love NASA, so makes sense. Morg. When we started talking about Aquarius, I automatically thought, okay, well, who are some famous Aquariuses? And I compiled a list, and now I'm going to give you about, let's see, I have 9 to 10 names. I'm not totally sure, but I'm going to describe each person, each of these famous Aquariuses, Aquarians, excuse me. And I want to see if you can guess who they are. So what do you think? Should we try this in a minute? About 10 seconds a person?
Okay.
And that's clearly not a minute because I can't do math. That is like 100 seconds.
I think I need 90 seconds.
Yeah, let's do 90. I think we can do it in 90 seconds. So whenever you are ready, I've got my names right here.
Okay. I'm pretty nervous because I don't know that many famous people, I feel like. Okay. Ready, set, go.
Very famous biologist who played a big part in evolution. He went to, I think,
Darwin.
Yes. A basketball player who we've talked about who's also a middle child, and he's got some very famous shoes.
Michael Jordan.
Yes. You get a car. You get a car.
Oprah.
Yes. Former boy band member who now has been seen wearing pearls with Olivia.
Oh my God. Harry Styles.
Yes. Okay. This guy did Punk'd, and he always was wearing a trucker's hat. I don't know what he's doing now. Yes. This guy, I think he invented the light bulb. He definitely was a big part of electricity. Yes. And I can't believe I don't know that 100%. Maybe you're not going to get this one. This guy's a really famous Portuguese soccer player. He played for Real Madrid. He's kind of a crybaby. No. Okay. Skip
I don't
it.
know him.
Okay. New Deal. President in a wheelchair.
Oh, FDR.
Yes. Okay. This guy was Batman, and he said, "I'm not wearing hockey pants."
Oh, Christian Bale.
Yes. And the last one is a Jamaican reggae singer. Who's dead.
Bob Marley?
Yes.
And go back to that last one. I got 10 seconds.
This one is a soccer player. So famous soccer player. He is Portuguese. And
something with an M?
Okay, think of McDonald's. What's the red-haired man's name?
Ronald!
Okay, now add an O onto the end.
Oh, man, I couldn't get it. I do not know. Who is it?
Cristiano Ronaldo.
Oh, I was not going to get it.
Yeah, I had a hard time with that. Or, I mean, I thought maybe you wouldn't get it, but I figured, he popped up, so I thought, why not?
My favorite clue was, oh my God, it was right after Oprah.
Oh, Harry Styles wears pearls?
Oh, no, now I can't remember who the person was that I meant to come back to. Oh, well, I also really like Thomas Edison. I think he did this. Probably stole it from somebody. I don't know. He's attributed to have invented the light bulb, but I feel like with many inventions, a lot of people did a lot of similar things before it.
Yes, and I feel like I've heard some dark stories about Thomas Edison.
Yeah, and we don't
like the whole thing with him and there's some juicy drama for another day. What's that guy's name? Tesla. Elon Musk. No, Mark. Tesla was a real man, and he was also AC and DC currents. It was like the battle of the electricities, and Thomas Edison was real shady in it all.
He's stealing things.
Morg, yeah, he used and I can't remember whose current was whose current, but Thomas Edison was in order to prove that Tesla's electricity was so strong, and deadly, that he used it to kill an elephant, and then I think they used the electricity to for the electric chair.
Okay, talk about dark. Also,
it was very dark.
What an Aquarius! What a sneaky Aquarius.
Oh my gosh. He's such an Aquarius. I didn't even think about that.
Sneaking around Tesla's workshop, changing currents. I don't know. Sounds sketchy.
Making Tesla look bad, for sure.
Oh my gosh. Wow. That sounds like an episode in and of itself. We need to do some unearthing.
Yes, and I don't know all of the facts like I did before, but it is a very good, interesting story.
Wow. Well, I hope if you are still with us that you enjoyed our lovely episode about Aquarius. We have lots more to say about other signs, and just be warned that we're coming for you as well. No sign is safe.
And Morg, before we ended, did we want to take a guess at or pick celebrities who we think could be Aquariuses?
Oh, okay. Yes, we can definitely do that. If I were to just, based on all the things we've heard today, who is an Aquarius? I think I would say...
So do we need to revisit those qualities? Because it was creative, unique, faraway look in their eyes.
Okay.
What else was there? There was likes their independence.
Aloof.
Doesn't enjoy being smothered. Aloof was a good one.
Detached, hippie, loner, eccentric. Oh my gosh, condescending is on here.
Ooh, condescending. I don't know, man. Sylvia did seem a little...
So I guess if I was to say, and it can be any famous person.
Yes.
I would say Kanye.
Ooh, why?
He's aloof. He's cold. He's creative. He's eccentric. I don't know. I feel like he's fitting a lot of these for me.
Okay. I can get on board with that. Let's check. Let's actually see what Kanye West is.
Yeah, good call. Am I right?
He's a Gemini.
Dang it!
So we don't know enough about Geminis, but okay. But I could see it more. So I was going to say Barbara Walters.
Oh, and why is that?
So I don't know. One, I feel like her eyes, I feel like maybe, although I feel like she's always very, very hyper focused, I feel like maybe I could see her on her day off, just kind of resting those eyes and looking off into the distance or whatever.
Okay. So it's her eyes for you.
Well, and more. I will say, and this might be, again, just solely based on her job, she does seem very matter of fact and to the point, but she is a reporter. So again, this is purely based on what I see her doing, which is her job, which is basically all of these characteristics.
Yeah, all we see is them in their public space. She is actually a Libra.
My girl, Barb. Okay. So Morgan, I have a lot to learn.
Yeah, maybe we're wrong about you, Aquarius. We've misinterpreted everything.
Yes, forgive us.
Apparently, Libras are clever, social, non-confrontational. Well, Barbara's a little confrontational. So
I was going to say, I've definitely seen Barbara get to the point.
Oh, it says gossip queens, though.
Barbara's job is to...
A little bit of goss.
A little bit, but also to set the record straight. So is that kind of stopping goss?
I don't know, but it always has a story wrapped around it. Tell me it doesn't. That's the media for you, huh, kid?
We're really diving into Barb's life.
Yeah, sorry, Barb, but now you have me interested in Libras. Y'all, we have another great episode next week. The Bees have watched the Britney documentary, and we need to discuss that with all of y'all because, I mean, there's just a lot there, Joe. Don't you agree?
Oh my gosh, so much so that we were not ready mentally to do it this week.
So come back to us next week. Don't you worry. We won't be doing Zodiacs all day, every day, but we will be back with a few more. Follow us on Instagram at 2Bs from Lil D. Have a great week, everybody.